So Kung Fu Girlfriend shows up again, and we learn that a lot of the thugs in the crowd are actually trained fighters, meaning that they were planted there. Somehow, during the chaos, Crow manages to escape, and Robin says that the trained thugs prove that Crow is being framed. Except for all the stuff that we clearly saw him doing.
Does it matter whether others are manipulating his insanity, or his insanity is manipulating others?
He's not insane! He's telling the truth!
What truth? That people shouldn't be allowed to earn money? That if you disagree with someone, it's okay to wreck their stuff? Insanity reverberates in every chord of this music you love. You're an idiot!
So, believe it or not, Batman decides to take a detour from the hunt for the missing fugitive and bring Robin to Arkham Asylum, where for some reason, we suddenly have all of the inmates talking about music at the same time. We also get a flashback to the incident that convinced Batman, or rather Bat Bunny if you can believe the art for his ears here, that rock and roll was evil.
Before I became the Batman, wandering alone and without purpose through a foreign city, you know, in between training to become the greatest vigilante in history, I heard a scream of rage and anguish and rushed to stop the crime I thought was being committed. But the scream and the crime were music.
This is not Footloose, Batman. Rock and roll is not a crime. So apparently the bass player notices Bruce and grabs onto his arm, which I guess is somehow enough to convince Bruce to spend several weeks
trapped in his obsession.
Obsession with what? By the time he got out, though, the bass player had already killed his girlfriend. And that's why rock and roll is evil. Because one rock player killed one person. That is enough to spook the Dark Knight. God, this comic sucks! I don't even know where to start. This is moronic on so many levels, made worse by all of Batman's rogues gallery, who all decide to start spontaneously naming their favorite bands, including Kiss, ABBA, and Black Sabbath. I apologize to all of those musicians for being mentioned in this tripe. Robin runs off, unconvinced and rightfully so, and decides to strike out on his own in search of Crow. Crow, meanwhile, picks up some more delusions for his road trip. Yeah, I don't know who any of these people are, and I am giving a request to all commenters. Don't post about who they are. Don't speculate. Don't inform me. I do not care. At all. There's so much stupid in this book that it doesn't deserve any such speculation. Anyway, Robin talks to Kung Fu Girlfriend, and we learn that Lazarus is in on the whole plan. Lazarus talks to some reporters about how Crow is intent on tearing down the entertainment industry that corrupted his music. How did they do that exactly? Did they alter his music in post-production or something? I don't know. Kung Fu Girlfriend drives with Robin out to Los Angeles to hunt down Crow. When she explains that she was trying to bring music back to life through him, he asks if loving him was a lie. No, I love Isaac Crow with a fire that would turn most men into ashes. But what is he without the song torching through him? A human being, Robin yells back along with me. They're all human beings. That's the problem. They're not big enough to contain the song without it burning them up. Stop pretending this is poetic. Stop assuming this is deep. The song? Let me get it through your head. You are nuts! Well, actually, we do learn the plan. The plan originally was to set him free so he could lead his people against the packaging of their souls. Ugh, this was made in 1999, folks. This kind of hippie crap was old hat even back in the 80s. However, Kung Fu Girlfriend has realized that Lazarus had an even bigger plan to get him killed so his legend could live on forever, or some bullcrap like that. Crow rides into the edge of LA, but there are people already waiting there to disrupt things. For some reason, the cops decide to open fire on Crow when he starts playing his guitar, and Batman goes nuts on a guy who looks like that quote-unquote obsessed rocker from his past. There's lots of hilariously bad dialogue about the Beast, but I am so damn sick and tired of this. So they go to confront Lazarus, who has a bunch of Elvis and Crow impersonators with him. I don't know, logic went out the window long ago. He rants and rants like some insane Colonel Sanders and then jumps out the window to his death, impaled on a cross. Ironic? And so our comic ends with Batman turning off the radio of the Batcave, telling Robin that it's Crow's final and perfect composition. Silence. This comic, it sucks! Totally and completely! Nowhere amidst their rambling, incoherent musings about the nature of rock and roll did they ever come anywhere close to a real answer. Here's one answer from the resident music man himself, Paw.
So what this comic is telling us is that rock music, and by extension most types of music, are the sole cause of moral degradation in today's youth. As if all it takes to turn your innocent little prince or princess to a drug-addled misfit bent on destruction of anything deemed authoritative is just to let them tune into their local rock station. It's ridiculous. Rock music is not this demonic force sent in from another plane of existence, existing only to corrupt the innocent minds to create this brainless army of leather-clad hellions rioting and looting, as awesome as that sounds. Instead, rock music, in its purest form, is simply artistic expression and popularity. Music is penned for the same reason you write poetry, or write books, or perform in plays, or create videos. The fact that this comic portrays rock music in the same way that Reefer Madness portrayed pot either tells me that this comic was written by a 70-year-old Puritan in the 50s, or by some moron who has absolutely no concept of what music is or its effect on society.
So let's end this episode not with some faux poetic bullcrap about silence. Let's end it with a real message of rock and roll.